Imagine stepping out of a time machine. The air bites your skin, not just cold, but a deep, bone-chilling frost. You're in the Ice Age, but it's not the cold that will kill you first. It's the silence. The eerie, watchful silence just before the hunt begins. Welcome to the Pleistocene epoch, a world ruled by ice and giants. Forget everything you've seen in movies. This isn't a winter wonderland. It's an arena, and you've just been thrown into the ring. The ground is a patchwork of frozen tundra, vast grasslands called steppes, and dense, dark forests of pine and spruce. Glaciers, miles high, carve the landscape, their immense weight groaning and cracking in the distance. The sun is a pale disk in a gray sky, offering little warmth. Your first instinct is to find shelter. A cave? Perhaps bad idea. Caves are prime real estate, and the current tenants are not looking for a roommate. You might stumble into the den of a cave bear, Ursus speleus. This wasn't your average grizzly. Standing over 10 feet tall on its hind legs and weighing up to a ton, this behemoth was mostly herbivorous, but fiercely territorial. Disturb its hibernation, and you wouldn't even have time to scream. Its massive paws could crush your skull with a single swipe. The real danger wasn't a direct confrontation, but simply being in the wrong place at the wrong time. So you stay in the open. The vast, windswept steppe seems safer. You can see for miles, but what you can see can also see you. Out here, you are utterly exposed. The wind is relentless, a physical force that saps your body heat second by second. Hypothermia is a constant creeping threat. Your fingers go numb first. Your movements become clumsy. Shivering racks your body, your muscles desperately trying to generate heat. But soon, the shivering stops. That's when it gets truly dangerous. Your mind becomes foggy. You might feel a strange, paradoxical sensation of warmth, compelling you to remove your layers. This is the final, fatal stage. You lie down in the snow, feeling drowsy, and simply drift away. A quiet, lonely end. But let's say you're smart. You've found a way to make a fire. You've layered up. You've survived the cold for now. What's next? Hunger. Your stomach is a hollow ache. The plants are sparse and frozen. Your only real source of calories is meat. But to get meat, you have to hunt or scavenge. Scavenging is a high-risk game. That half-eaten mammoth carcass over there. It's not abandoned. The predators who made the kill are likely nearby, watching and waiting. And what predators they are. Let's talk about the true kings of this frozen wasteland. Forget lions, as you know them. Meet the cave lion, Panthoras buli, up to 25% larger than a modern African lion, with longer legs built for chasing prey across the steppes. They were ambush predators, using the sparse cover of rocks and shrubs to get terrifyingly close before launching a devastating attack. Their teamwork was flawless. A pride would work together, fleshing out prey, cornering it. As a lone human, you're an easy target. You wouldn't be hunted for sport. You'd be hunted because you are a walking source of protein. But even the cave lion had to be wary, because something else stalked these plains, a creature that defined the very essence of Ice Age terror, the saber-toothed cat, Smilodon fatalis. Its famous canine teeth weren't for show. They were 9-inch daggers, serrated like steak knives. But here's the surprising twist. Smilodon wasn't a fast runner. It was a brawler, with a massively powerful build, a thick neck, and muscular forelimbs. It was designed for ambush. It would hide, wait for prey, like a bison, a horse, or you to get close, and then explode from cover. It would use its immense upper body strength to wrestle its victim to the ground. And then, with terrifying precision, it would deliver the killing bite, using those fangs to sever the windpipe and major blood vessels in the neck. Death would be shockingly fast. So, you avoid the open plains, you head for the forests. The trees offer cover from the wind and from watchful eyes in the sky. But the forest has its own monsters. Lurking in the shadows is the Homotherium, also known as the scimitar-toothed cat. It was different from Smilodon. Lankier, with a build more like a hyena, it was a pursuit predator. It could chase you down over longer distances. Its fangs were shorter but broader, a different kind of weapon for a different style of killing. And then there were the wolves. Not just any wolves, dire wolves, Canis dirus. They were heavier and more robust than modern gray wolves, with a more powerful bite. They hunted in large, intelligent packs. If a pack of dire wolves picked up your scent, it was a chase you could not win. They would run you to exhaustion, nipping at your heels, surrounding you, a relentless, terrifying circle of teeth and eyes closing in. Their strategy was death by 1,000 cuts, wearing you down until you collapsed. Let's assume you've somehow avoided all of these apex predators. You've learned the landscape, you're surviving, but you make a mistake. You wander too close to a riverbank, seeking water. You've forgotten about the less obvious dangers. The ground beneath your feet gives way, and you plunge into the freezing water. The shock is instantaneous. Your lungs seize, you gasp, and inhale icy liquid. It's a quick, brutal end. Or maybe you're injured. A simple twisted ankle, a deep cut from a sharp rock. In our world, it's an inconvenience. In the Ice Age, it's a death sentence. Infection sets in within hours. With no antibiotics, a fever begins to rage. Weakened and delirious, you become the easiest prey of all. But what if I told you that the most likely thing to kill you was a giant predator, the cold, or starvation? It was something far more mundane and far more insidious. Disease, we think of early humans as being robust, but they were incredibly vulnerable to pathogens. Your 21st century immune system has never encountered the bacteria and viruses of the Pleistocene. A simple infection carried by a biting insect or found in contaminated water could sweep through your system with no resistance. Your body would have no idea how to fight it. You would succumb to a violent fever, dysentery, or a respiratory illness that modern medicine would easily cure. So, let's tally the odds. If a cave bear doesn't get you in your sleep, and you don't freeze to death on the open steppe, and you aren't ambushed by a smilodon, or run down by a dire wolf pack, and you don't starve or fall into a crevasse, an invisible microbe would likely be the thing that brings you down. The greatest danger wasn't the roar of a monster, but the silent invasion within your own body. The Ice Age was a meat grinder. Every single day was a battle for survival against overwhelming odds. The cold, the hunger, the predators, the unseen sicknesses, they were all waiting. The question isn't if you would die. The question is just how long you could postpone the inevitable. Our ancestors who lived through this didn't just survive, they were the ultimate survivors. Tougher and more resourceful than we can possibly imagine. For us, a trip to the Ice Age wouldn't be an adventure. It would be a countdown. And the chilling part, this world of ice and monsters wasn't a brief anomaly. It was the normal state of our planet for millions of years. The warm, stable climate we enjoy now, that's the real exception. The ice is always waiting to return.